choosing to study towards a qualification and then graduating with a degree, diploma, or higher certificate is an exhilarating experience. But your happy bubble will quickly burst if you can't find a good job or get that promotion you had your eye on. A qualification means nothing if it doesn't springboard your career to the next level. We know that our graduates are movers and shakers. That's why we have positioned ourselves as a center of excellence for marketing, supply chain, and business disciplines in Africa, with qualifications that are registered with the South African Qualifications Authority, SAQA. For those wanting to take their career abroad, we have you covered too. Obtaining a qualification from the IMM Graduate School launches you to success, as most international countries recognize qualifications that are registered by SAQA. For those that want to stay and grow our local economy, the IMM Graduate School is registered in South Africa with the Department of Higher Education and Training as a private higher education institution under the Higher Education Act and quality assured by the South African Council on Higher Education. An advisory board made up of industry experts help ensure our qualifications remain relevant in the world of work. Our academics work together with these experts to keep our content current and up to date. Our close ties to the African Marketing Confederation, the Pan-African Body of Marketing Professionals, and membership of the Institute of Marketing Management, IMM South Africa, gives our students exposure to industry leaders, events, journals, jobs, and networking opportunities. Our BCom in International Supply Chain Management and our BCom Honours in Supply Chain Management is accredited by the Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport, the global body of international professionals for everyone who works within supply chain, logistics, and transport. We have also joined forces with the Chartered Institute of Marketing to give students the opportunity to gain professional qualifications through the CIM accredited degree process. Industry leaders and employers ask for IMM Graduate School qualifications by name because we make sure our graduates are prepared for the real world of work. We do this by including work readiness, personal growth, and professional development activities in all our programs. As an IMM Graduate School student, you are continuously exposed to industry networking events, additional skills-based online short courses, personal development courses, industry speaker events, and more. When you graduate, you will be ready, confident, and armed with your own portfolio of evidence, which showcases the many skills and activities you have developed and attended. This is over and above your prestigious industry-recognized and accredited IMM Graduate School qualification. With the IMM Graduate School, there is no limit to your learning potential or personal growth.
Very good evening to you all, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the IMM Graduate School Virtual Information Evening. I do see quite a number of people who are still requesting entry into the meeting. So I'm looking forward to our numbers going up. Welcome, my name is Valentine Muradzikwa, and I'll be your moderator for tonight's session. We are going to have an amazing time. Now, the objective of the evening is simply for us to tell you, our prospective students, more information about the programs that the IMM Graduate School offers, why they are good, and why you should enroll for them. Just as we are about to start, I want to give you more information about the IMM Graduate School. Now, for some, it's your first time actually to know about IMM. Some you've been referred by other people, some you have been sent by your colleagues or even your bosses at work. Why IMM? Why the buzz globally about this brand IMM Graduate School? We have over 67 plus years of service to the industry. We also have 32 plus years of delivering, conferring certificates, diplomas, as well as degrees. So IMM is the best place to be. Our faculty is pregnant, full of academic expertise. Our academics, they keep everything current. Our information, the material we deliver to our students is always current as well as job relevant. Our academics constantly look out for industry trends and keep our students enlightened on what's happening from the marketing perspective, from the supply chain perspective. So definitely at the core of this brand is forward thinking, agility, industry expertise, as well as academic expertise. Now, the institutional overview, I know some of you have gone through even other institutions which are not of, good reputation, but you are not to worry if you're to come to IMM Graduate School. IMM Graduate School, we are a private higher education institution, and we are registered with the Department of Higher Education. We are also we are aligned with the Council of Higher Education in terms of quality assurance. Our qualifications are also SAQA aligned. So this is definitely the best institution that one can enroll for a program in relation to marketing or supply chain. Now, the programs that we offer are at different levels of the spectrum. We have higher certificates, we've got diplomas, we have degrees, we also have postgraduate diplomas, we also have honors programs, and we have master's programs. And tonight I'm not alone. I've got a team of experts that are going to demystify all these program offerings to your good, such that at the end of this meeting, you are going to walk away more informed than you were when you joined. Now, our teaching and learning strategy is what we call student-centric. In other words, we focus on the students. We have interactive e-study guides, we have e-activities, e-masterclasses, we have e-discussion forums. We also have an electronic library which you can log in, access resources, download journals, and all this is there to make your learning experience memorable. We also help even our students in terms of assessment preparations. The assignments that you're going to do, the exams that you're going to write. So at IMM, I would say once you register, you are guaranteed that you are not alone. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to again thank you, especially for those who have just joined late. I see our number has just gone up a little. I do expect more people to be joining us on this very important virtual information evening. I'm going at this point in time to call upon one of our staff member who is Anissa Felding. Anissa helps us with professional development. And no, don't be shocked. I see some are already wondering, that's a big word, Valentine, professional development, but not to worry. Anissa, please, can you just introduce yourself and explain a little bit more about this professional development? Over to you, Anissa.
Thanks, Valentine. Hi, everybody. It's wonderful to share a short time with you and tell you about my passion at the IMM, which is the Professional Development Initiative. In fact, it's quite innovative for a university. You've probably heard of soft skills. Well, the professional development is there to deliver what we prefer to call critical skills. And let me explain to you. What happens when you go to a university or when you finish university, you have technical skills, marketing or supply chain from an IMM perspective. But what we've now done is we're closing the gap. We're now giving you soft skills as well, or critical skills. And we believe that this is going to give you the edge when you step into the world of work, or you might already be in the world of work, and this is going to add value to what you need to do to achieve a successful career going forward. And what is really exciting about this program, like I mentioned to you, it hasn't been done in other universities as yet. I'm sure once they get to hear about what we're doing, they'll follow suit. But we've got, currently, we actually have over 75 different personal growth activities, things such as videos touching on personal influence, for example, various tools on how to conduct yourself in a meeting, how to do PowerPoint presentations, how to manage a meeting, etc. There's a whole host of interesting subjects around things such as financial etiquette or financial, how to be financially savvy. And so we're currently busy adding another 109 different videos to this section, and we will be growing this on a semester by semester basis. But what's also fantastic about this program, you get to do little MOOCs, or which are short snippets of micro learning related to topics in marketing or supply chain, which is fantastic. We also, part of this program, we have links to various events, whether they be marketing or supply chain type events, that you can, as a student, participate in. And what's fantastic about this program, and what I'm truly excited about, is that we've got a link to the Institute of Marketing. And you heard a bit about that in the video prior to Valentine starting the session. Now, what this means is there's 3 levels to this program. The first level is your bronze level, then you get a silver level and a gold level. And each year we issue a certificate based on the number of activities you do on this program. And each level affords you various benefits through the Institute. But once you have qualified, if you've done all 3 levels on professional development, you become a lifelong member of the Institute of Marketing Management, which is going to be an incredible foundation for you to help you establish and further entrench a successful career. So this program does not form part of your formal qualification. In other words, it's not credit bearing, and it doesn't, your qualification does not hinge on you finishing professional development. However, it is definitely recommended that you participate fully. Let me explain to you why, because the value add you get in this program is incredible. Let me take, for example, one of our suppliers, Dr. Ella Manga. She's a life coach. She does training on how to manage your stress levels in the workplace or in life in general through breathing techniques. You would pay on average anything from 1,500 Rand to 2,500 Rand for an hour session with her. And the same goes for our School of Etiquette that does training on body language, building resilience, electronic communication etiquette, etc. The list goes on, but I can tell you the value you'll get from this program is super fantastic. Next slide, please. So what we're hoping to achieve with this is that this program, collectively with your technical skills that you're going to get through your qualification from the IMM, is going to give you a great job. Not just any job, but a great job, because we believe the skills you'll get by finishing this program is definitely going to give you the edge. It's going to give you the edge when you go into an interview and there are 100 people waiting to be interviewed. It's going to set you apart. So you have the opportunity to take on board this program and make it work for yourself. We have some students that have already done something like 56 of these activities in a very short period of time. So they're easy to do and not time consuming at all. So I'm welcoming you. Hopefully you're going to join us and you'll have some value add in terms of the professional development initiative. Thanks very much, Valentine. Appreciate it. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you so much, Anissa, for such a detailed explanation. I loved the words you used as you were describing professional development, words like critical skills, soft skills, how relevant such skills are in the modern work environment. And where else can you get that except here at IMM Graduate School? I would like to say welcome. I see our number is just gone up a bit. Welcome to our virtual information evening for those who have just joined us. And I would like to encourage you to post questions in the chat box. We are going to respond to all the questions at the end of the session. In the meantime, hold on to your psychological seatbelts as we hear more information about the programs the IMM Graduate School is offering. I'm going to call upon Mattia Storpioli. Mattia is responsible for the supply chain qualifications. Mattia, can you just briefly introduce yourself and tell us more about your portfolio? Over to you, Mattia.
Hi, and good evening. Thank you. Thank you, Valentine. I'm super excited to be here this evening and to share with you the developments and exciting initiatives that are happening in the supply chain space. I've been working in supply chain environments or parts of the supply chain for many, many years, and there's never been a more exciting time to be involved in solving the problems that bother the planet. We've seen more and more over the past months and years how economies and in fact governments and of course businesses are looking to supply chain practitioners to solve the problems that have impacted our planet, whether they are impacting societies or communities, like food issues. Food security right now in many countries in Africa is a severe problem that needs to be addressed, or whether we're looking at the environmental problems that the world has to deal with. We've seen incredibly high temperatures in Europe and fires in France and Spain and fires again in California, and all of those events disrupt supply chains. And the practitioners in supply chains have to find new and different solutions and be able to reverse some of the damages that are being done to the economies, to the global economy, but also economies of countries, damages that have been perhaps that are correlated to some of the disruptions in Eastern Europe that are affecting the entire planet. So very, very exciting place to be, supply chain management, and innovations such as the digitalization of many of the activities and the sophistication that has happened or has progressed over the years in areas like warehouse management or in distribution. Those sophistications require new and different skills and different levels of awareness from practitioners to be able to solve the challenges and to be able to continue to support companies and economies with their economic growth. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about the various degrees that we have on offer. And I think it's important to share this kind of information now because students will be making a choice. They have registered and they need to choose modules. And understanding a bit more about what's on offer, I think, will make that choice a lot easier. So we have two, let's say, entry-level qualifications. They are both higher certificates, and they're intended as a platform or as a stepping stone into a degree. So one is the higher certificate in project management, very exciting new program, which we're kicking off from January, February of next year. That is going to focus specifically on the areas of expertise within project management. And it's a very important area of expertise because much of what supply chains are tasked to do involves a project of some kind, whether it's a cost reduction project or whether it's introducing digital solutions into e-commerce. Those are projects, and understanding how to manage a project is absolutely key in those particular areas of the supply chain. The other higher certificate is one in supply chain management, which gives students a broad exposure of all the areas of supply chain and prepares them for moving into a degree, the BCom degree, specifically for supply chain practitioners. We also have a diploma in supply chain management, which is interesting. It's an NQF6 qualification. And again, it's for those who wish to advance their studies, but not necessarily move into a degree. The new degree, which we launched a couple of years ago, is BCom in International Supply Chain Management, and that's been very, very popular. It's grown quite significantly since its inception. And what we focus in that degree, we focus in three, let's say, streams. There's one specifically for procurement because of its relative importance to a supply chain. The other stream is transport and logistics. And the third one, of course, is just the general supply chain. And we introduced earlier this year or late last year, a BCom honors in supply chain management. And that's for students who have a degree and wish to pursue their studies, moving on to higher levels, particularly since that enhances their ability or their potential to be promoted within an organization. And what's really interesting about all these qualifications in supply chain management is that they are recognized by CILT, the Chartered Institute of Transport and Logistics. And that means that when students qualify, they can then apply to the international body, which is based in the UK, and get accredited in their qualifications as well. And they get an internationally recognized qualification together with a very, very powerful South African degree. So that's the range of qualifications that we offer. And it's a very exciting area of innovation, particularly since much of what happens in the supply chain relies very heavily on digitization. So anyone interested in working with computer science, but applying it to the supply chain, there's very many job opportunities and potential globally and locally for those kind of skills to be deployed. And increasingly, we're seeing that there are never enough qualified professionals to fill the spaces, fill the vacancies that are available globally and locally. So the demand for qualified supply chain professionals is growing. I think that's about covers it. So thank you, Valentine, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Marcia. I truly enjoyed your global perspective with regards to the supply chain industry. I also love the sparks of genius that came from your presentation. The planet needs more problem solvers than problem creators. You also spoke about disruption. You also spoke about innovation, warehouse management systems, and all these are within the programs that IMM offers within the supply chain industry and the supply chain qualification. Thank you so much, Marcia. I see our number is slightly gone up. Welcome to those we have just joined, and make use of the chat box. Feel free to post questions. We are going to address all the questions at the end of this session. I'm going to quickly move on. We have just heard about the supply chain side of the institution. Now we are moving to the marketing side of the institution. And to help us with the marketing industry, the marketing qualifications, and to give us more insight, help me welcome Michael Bevan. Michael?
Hi, Valentine.
Yes, over to you, Michael.
Hi, good evening, everybody. As you heard, my name is Michael Bevan, and I at the IMM, I look after the BCom in Marketing and Management Science. But I wanted to start off by saying, when we look at the concept of marketing, you have to remember marketing is, many people are involved in marketing, and some of them unknowingly. So the lady on the side of the road that buys a large packet of apples, and she packages them up into small little sections, and she sells them on the side of the road outside a construction site or at the train station or at the taxi rank. She's marketing. She's involved in marketing, the things she's doing, the way she lays out her table. She's thinking about gaining more customers. So when I think of marketing, the way to think about marketing is, how do we use the 4 Ps: price, product, place, and promotion? And then if we're in the service industry, we look at the 7 Ps, the people, the processes, and the physical buildings that we operate from. How do we use the 4 Ps to differentiate ourselves from the competition? It's as easy as that. Now, it sounds easy, but it takes a long road to get there. And starting off with the IMM, the same as on the supply chain side, we have a higher certificate in marketing. So the higher certificate in marketing is targeted towards students or prospective students that don't qualify to get into the degree straight away. So you'll know that on your matric results, you have certain points, and you need a certain point to get into either a certificate or a diploma or a degree. So if you didn't make it, it's not a problem, because you can join the IMM and study the certificate in marketing, and it gives you a nice broad introduction to marketing. There's a little bit of business management in there, some marketing, some finance. So it's very broad, and it gives you a nice introduction. With the certificate, you now have entry into either the diploma or directly into one of our bachelor's degrees. So you'll see that we have the 2 bachelor's degrees, the BBA in marketing and the BCom in marketing and management science. So our BBA is, if you look at the BBA, the name BBA, it's a Bachelor of Business Administration. So it is the precursor to the MBA. So everybody knows the MBA, but nobody knows the precursor to that is actually the BBA. So the BBA in marketing is a well-known qualification in Europe and in the US. They know all about the BBA. In South Africa, we're still trying to promote the name BBA, whereas in South Africa, the BCom is more, it's a lot better known, a BCom degree in South Africa. So the difference between the two, the BBA has 3 finance modules. So it's finance all the way up to 3rd year, whereas the BCom only has finance up to the 2nd year. Both of the degrees have a number of marketing modules. So we have retail marketing, we have business-to-business marketing. Then we have our normal marketing 1, 2, 3 up to 3rd year. We have a digital marketing module. So you will be exposed to all spheres of marketing when it comes to studying with us at the IMM. Once you're finished with your degree, obviously, some people need to or would like to stay in academics and move on to a higher degree. And on our next slide, we have our postgraduate degrees. So to gain entry into our postgraduate programs, you need to have a bachelor's degree with a research module. Once you have that, you can get into one of our postgraduate degrees. And as you can see here, we have the postgraduate diploma in marketing management, which is the route for the diploma students. Then we have the BPhil honors in marketing, which is the BBA students, as well as our BCom students head off into the BPhil honors in marketing. So the BPhil honors, it's a 1-year program, and it has a number of modules, and then it has 2 research projects. And the research projects are exactly what would happen in real life. If you're working in the marketing department, you need to collect data to try and solve a problem that you would have. That's what these modules do. They are very application-based, and we look at real-life application. So moving on from our BPhil honors, those students that want to take it, again, another step, we have our masters, our MPhil in marketing. And this is our premier degree at the moment at the IMM. So the marketing, MPhil in marketing is a pure research marketing. You sign up for the qualification depending on your marks with your BPhil honors. You then sign up for the MPhil. You take part in a research workshop that we present. Every student is then allocated a supervisor, and you work hand in hand with your supervisor. And your supervisor takes you through the entire process of drafting up a research dissertation. And this research dissertation you can present to your company, solving a marketing problem that they may have experienced. And from your MPhil, we have a number of students that have gone on to study PhDs, both in South Africa, and I even have one student that went all the way to Harvard University. On an IMM MPhil, she got access to Harvard University, and another one of my students a year ago got access to UJ to study a PhD at UJ. So our master's is accepted locally as well as internationally for students that want to go again to the next level. Now, I would imagine after all of this studying, you're thinking to yourself, where could I work in a marketing environment? So marketing, as I alluded to in the beginning, marketing, everybody's involved with marketing. So the dentist is involved with marketing. When he puts a board outside his office to say that it's a new dentist and these are his hours, there's an element of marketing involved with that. So if we look at traditional marketing jobs, you could start right at the bottom as a marketing assistant, and you can work your way up through the company, all the way up to the marketing director. And these days we even have positions such as chief marketing officer in some companies. So especially big organizations, chief marketing officer, if you want that job, you need to have an MPhil in marketing. Then the other side of marketing is obviously sales. And once again, you can look at roles, jobs in the sales marketing field, all the way from a sales rep, moving through key accounts manager, area sales rep, national sales manager, sales director. The opportunities are endless there. So there's no doubt about it. Studying a marketing degree at the IMM will give you access to a number of jobs. As Anissa was mentioning earlier on, you will come out with both marketing skills as well as the soft skills that are required to become a top performer in your company and move through the ranks and eventually become the CMO in your organization, the Chief Marketing Officer. So thank you very much. That's all from me. Over to you, Valentine.
Thank you so much, Michael, for such an insightful presentation. I love the practical insight into marketing that you gave us. You told us about the 4 Ps, the 7 Ps, competitive edge. You even went on to tell us about research, the dissertation, and the link even to other institutions like Harvard. Wow, I feel inspired as a prospective student that IMM Graduate School is indeed the right place to be. I would want to encourage you to keep on posting questions in the chat box. We are going to respond to all the questions at the end of the session. Now, IMM's strategy is, like I alluded to you earlier, it's student-centric. That means the IMM Graduate School has the student at its heart. Everything, resources, supports, they are given so that the student, he has not only an exciting, not only an eventful, but a once-in-a-lifetime experience at the graduate school. And I'm going to call upon Lauren, who's going to tell us a little bit more about the student support initiatives that the IMM Graduate School offers. Over to you, Lauren.
Let's look at it this way. Today's students are not worse than previous generations. They're just facing a radically different world than what we had just 4 years ago. Consider for a moment Zinhle, a second-year student. From her phone, she's an investor, a funder, a creator, a critic, an artist, an activist, and of course, a marketer. She collaborates in real time with people in any and every country. She generates a post that is shared 500 times. And the feedback for Zinhle is exciting, it's empowering, and importantly, it's instant. Herein lies the opportunity for us. Students who want more feedback, and urgency is not something to be squandered. This is a huge opportunity for universities and private institutions to restore their relevance and increase the value of their qualifications. This is especially relevant to the IMM Graduate School because we are a distance learning institution. Today's generation, on average, are more educated, better informed, and have much more access to information than previous generations. Yet we find that they seem to struggle in higher education and taking their place in the real world. We know this because global dropouts rates are on the rise. Students today do not lack ability. They suffer from a lack of support. Here are some of the challenges that students today face. Students are simply not prepared. They have come from a protected school environment. Large university classes pose a big challenge. Students become just a number in a sea of numbers. Students do not know how to make sense of the material and platforms. They move from note learning to application of knowledge. Working professionals re-entering the tertiary education space, they struggle to find a balance between work, family, and now their studies. Online and distance learning leaves students feeling very isolated. Students are misguided about what the course is about, and we often hear this in, "This is not what I signed up for." Students run out of steam, and there is no one to prod them. To ensure the success of our students, we must support them and provide feedback in all they do, their academics, their choices, and their understanding of their purpose. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I am Lauren Schultz, Head of Student Support at the IMM Graduate School, a title I hold proudly, a job that I love, and I'm thoroughly passionate about. My team and I are dedicated to our students' success through innovative, responsive, and swift support mechanisms. Our job is to ensure the education our students receive enlarges their lives and improves their opportunities. They must learn to put knowledge and ideas together in interesting ways and to skeptically interrogate the world in order to discover new things, and more importantly, change their understanding. To achieve this, we must strive to change, influence, and improve education by being daring, engaged, and resourceful, giving our students relevance. We must seek to continually evolve, using great narrative to take students to new places. We must be prepared to continually reinvent ourselves, making our institution a great place of learning and support. The IMM Graduate School student support team are committed and knowledgeable. Collectively, we have over 29 years of experience within the IMM Graduate School. Our core focus is to enhance our students' growth and development and to make their journey with the IMM Graduate School enjoyable and seamless. We do this by implementing support structures and guidance, by an easily accessible online help desk, as well as support communication sent strategically throughout the semester. These coincide with important academic events, such as assignment submissions and preparing for examinations. We guarantee and pride ourselves on efficient and friendly service to all students. We also identify students who may be finding difficulties. We all go through this at some point, and we all just need a little bit of extra help. This is offered in more detailed, targeted support structures, such as academic monitoring, mentorship, and additional e-masterclasses. Part of what I do personally is to create an open communication loop between the feedback received from our students and the relevant departments. This allows us to remain relevant in our support to students and make changes to improve our students' overall experience. To contact the student support team, all you need to do is send an email to helpme@immgsm.ac.za, and a student support consultant will personally respond to your query within the hour. If you refer to the slide, this indicates our annual response times for 2022 thus far. We have answered 35,073 queries on average under 40 minutes. As an IMM Graduate School student, this is the commitment to your query that you can expect and which we will continually aim to improve on. The IMM Graduate School student support team are committed to tracking, following up, and closely monitoring all queries. We try and maintain a 24-hour resolution time. If we're not able to assist, we will ensure your query reaches the relevant departments. When your story is said and done, our little bit may be invisible, but our support network is a solid ground from which you could propel yourself upwards. But don't take my word for it. Let's see what our students have to say.
Student life at IMM is really, really awesome.
The energy is just so chill.
The student support at IMM is amazing. It's really like a community here.
I've made so many friends at IMM.
They really go out of their way to give you the practical exercises you need to know how to apply the information you just learned.
Every single individual at IMM that is teaching you something knows what they're talking about. They've got business experience as well as academic experience.
The individual focus that each student gets is really, really good.
If you're a student who loves the interactive classes, it's the perfect place to be.
My name is Mabatu Moloto. I studied with IMM 2 years in a row, starting with my postgraduate diploma in marketing management and then proceeded to do my BPhil honors in marketing. I'm a brand officer at the Road Accident Fund, and the role basically entails taking care of all the branding, looking after the logos, the corporate identity. I would advise people to study with IMM, specifically for the flexibility part of it. I could work, I have a family with young children, and I could still study. At IMM, the modules that I was most interested in and that benefited me the most was the branding module and the communications module, which I'm passionate about, this is what I went there to study.
My name is Abu Bakr Hassam. I am currently a category manager at PepsiCo South Africa. I completed the postgraduate diploma in marketing management in 2020. For me, the benefits of studying a postgraduate diploma through IMM was that I initially studied BCom Finance as my undergraduate degree, and when I entered the corporate world, I found myself gravitating towards the marketing world. The focus on global dynamics really stood out for me. I feel like that was really beneficial and kept things really relevant to the times.
My name is Grant Sayers. I'm the Commercial Director for the Middle East and Africa for an international whiskey producer. The overall experience was very positive. The lecturers were always available to support. The course content was very relevant, very current, and very useful, and it related back to the job that I was doing at the time. There was a rich diversity of students from all over the country, and I think some of them were even from beyond the borders. All of us got on so well together in an online situation, and it was a very positive experience, I'm sure, for all of us.
I'm Henrik Buerta. I am the social media and content manager at Sun International in the division called SunBet Sports Betting. The benefits of studying a postgraduate at IMM, the first being that there's fantastic payment options, making it possible and affordable for you to complete the course. It equipped me with the knowledge and skill sets to improve in terms of my role and providing value to the company in terms of the marketing. What stood out the most for me about the postgrad in marketing management was the omni-channel approach that was taken. It did not only focus on marketing and the management thereof, it focused on digital marketing, it focused on social media management, it also focused on marketing strategy, which is a very important part of that approach with rich content.
I'm Sifiso Klava, Director Communication in the Department of Transport, currently promoted in my position last year, September. I'm the graduate with the IMM in the postgraduate diploma, and I'm currently studying. The reason for studying marketing, I looked at the modules. They were speaking to digital marketing, which is the latest, social media, branding, which what we are currently doing. When I was a deputy director, we ended up coming up with the department CI manual, corporate identity, so that the business can understand in whatever activities that the department is engaging. So postgraduate opened that platform for me.
My name is Keleboga Magalefa, and I am a marketing manager at Bidvest Prestige. I have a postgraduate diploma in marketing management from IMM Graduate School. After realizing I was really passionate about marketing, I spoke to my boss and I was eventually promoted to a marketing officer. And while I was in the role of being a marketing officer, I realized that I don't know as much as I'd like to know about marketing. And I was specifically interested in branding and strategy development, right? And from there, I did my research and I found out that IMM is one of the best. After completing that qualification, my career, I won't even lie, skyrocketed for me. I became a marketing manager at Lumkani, which is a tech startup. And after that, I got a role at Bidvest Prestige, where I'm a marketing manager. One of the best things I'd say about IMM and actually just being a student there is the fact that you get to network with industry professionals. When I would go to lectures, at the time I was still a marketing officer, I had some of my classmates working big positions as marketing managers and marketing executives. So I think leveraging off those kind of people, sharing the experiences, being able to understand how your career can go, that is a huge motivation, and it's something to keep your eye on the prize, you know?
As marketers, we need to be flexible and agile. It's really about understanding the business strategy and how we connect with our customers, both in their hearts and minds.
It becomes very important to know how to play the game to stay relevant. Everywhere there are marketing messages.
They never treated me as a student. They treated me as somebody who really wanted to further myself in marketing, and they respected that and they supported that.
I just think I was able to hold a confident conversation with other marketers once I started to do the IMM and achieve the degree that I did.
If you really are into the marketing world and you love marketing, you love brands, you're definitely going to enjoy IMM.
So to all the new generation students about to take that IMM journey, I promise you the infinite and abundant opportunities that await you are just incredible.
Wow. What amazing testimonials. Some of the words that I could just pick out there: awesome student life, energy. Someone said, I love the friendship. Someone spoke about networking and the immense job opportunities that come from studying at the IMM Graduate School. Now, for those who have been on this call from the beginning, what are some of the takeaway lessons or the key lessons that you picked from this presentation tonight? In closing, on my side, I go away with 3 reasons, why I would want to study at the IMM Graduate School. Number 1, relevance. Secondly, recognition. And thirdly, readiness. And from all the presenters, I think I would love to summarize it in the words of the greatest brain of the 21st century, Albert Einstein, who said, education is not the learning of facts, but training the mind to think. Education is not the learning of facts, but training the mind to think. I would want people to continue posting questions. We still have our panelists in the meeting ready to answer all your questions. And I've seen a number of people posting and immediately they got their responses. Oscar, Sheila, Tendai, thank you for posing those questions. We also have people who might want to know more about the registration process or even the fees. Obviously, all these programs come with a cost to it. We have our admissions and finance team also on the call. Feel free to post those questions and immediately you will get a response. And I just see, again, Justin is doing a great job responding to the numerous questions that are coming on the chat box. Let's keep the questions coming. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight it's been an awesome virtual information evening. I truly enjoyed my time on this call. I learned a lot about the programs that the IMM Graduate School offers. I don't want to hear it from someone else or from a neighbor. I want to go to the source. Hence, I logged into the call tonight. But if somehow you failed, or you know of a friend or a colleague who failed to log in into the meeting, our offices are open. Feel free to pick up the phone, to give us a call, to drop us an email. We have a team of people ready to respond to any of your questions or any of your queries. At this point in time, I would like to specially thank the panelists, Anissa Felding, who told us about professional development, Matzia Stopioli, who explained to us the supply chain industry and the supply chain qualifications. I would also want to specially thank Michael Bevan for telling us more about the marketing industry and the marketing qualifications and the career opportunities that come with these qualifications. And last but not least, I would like to thank Lauren for telling us that at IMM, you will never walk alone. She told us about student support and how the IMM has their teaching and learning strategy student-centric. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank all of you who have taken time out of your busy schedules to come and be part of this virtual information evening. Like I said earlier, I've seen some requesting for the recording of this session because it's so much full of information. Please feel free to reach out to our offices. And again, our team are always ready to assist you. And on that note, I would leave again the chat box still open because I still see some still posting questions and we are taking note of all those questions. Feel free again to drop us an email, to pick up the phone and give us a call, whatever will be convenient for you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for taking part in this virtual information evening. And I would like to wish all of you a restful evening wherever you are joining us from in the world. Good night.